Chances are you are here because you are short on time and want to know how to get more of it. The truth is, though, and I'm saying that right away, you can't. We cannot increase the hours you have in the day, but what we can do is to be more smart with the hours we do have and find ways to spend them well. I'm Josi and I'm your leadership and mindset coach who turned her life around and went from surviving to thriving and having more time freedom despite running a one-woman show business. Today, I will introduce you to the exact process that will also help you to become more time rich. I will walk you through the exact steps that I also took in my business and life so you can have the time freedom to maybe create that nourishing morning routine or to pick up some of the books that have been collecting dust on your bookshelf and to finally read them or to clock off in time to have dinner with your family, to get stuff done without burning out or stressing around and to write the book that's been waiting to be written or to just cook nourishing meals to fuel yourself during lunch. Like literally all the things that have been on the back burner for way too long, and that you ultimately can live a life without regret and a sense of, I've done everything I wanted and more. So the process that we will go through today includes 3 steps that will help you to go deeper and really get like the hang of it. So let's get started. Step 1 is to do an audit. Yes, it doesn't sound that sexy, but it is to do an audit. You heard that right. So as with everything, before we just dive in, we need to create some more awareness about how you are spending all of your time right now. If you don't know what is eating away at your time freedom, how on earth are we supposed to create more of it? Exactly. We don't, because we can't. So the very first step at this point is to spend some time and to invest some time that you will get back, I promise, on finding out what exactly you do day in and day out. This is where you will need to be very, very honest with yourself. I feel like that's actually the theme in this podcast. We always have to be very, very honest with ourselves as we go through these, because otherwise we will not go anywhere. And this process is not about shaming and blaming, but rather holding up the mirror and recognizing, oops, that's where all my time goes. And to find that out, we will conduct like a 1-week audit in which we will track your time on everything and anything that you do. Yes, that includes when you sleep, eat, poop, repeat, chat to your colleagues, answer emails, scroll on your phone, go for a walk, train, read. So, or to get that third cup of coffee in and so on. Like it might sound daunting at first, but it's 1, necessary, and 2, only temporary. It's literally just for 1 week. So here's also a screenshot for those who are just listening. I'm sharing a screenshot right now of my pastoral tracker, so you can just see like an example of what that might look like. And it doesn't need to be complicated, so don't overthink it. All it takes is to write down what you do for how long. It's as simple as that. So to get started, you can just create like a table on G Sheet or Excel, or you can just use good old pen and paper. And it's not rocket science. You literally just track what you're up to. So you can prepare literally 1 column for day, date, start and end time, duration, and the activity. So, for example, in my screenshot here, you can see in this particular day, I started off with my morning routine, went to the gym, got ready, did some work, and then I had a client call. One thing I did notice also whilst tracking my time is actually that I don't take many breaks in between, which is what my Apple Watch also is constantly complaining about as well in terms of like standing hours. But yeah, I often struggle with like wanting to do many things all at once. So I often also feel like scattered and would, for example, work on a podcast script here. Then I would answer an email there. Then I would ask a question to the mastermind. Then I go back to scripting. Then I do something else again. So noting all of that down can also give you an insight into your behaviors and whether you're able to focus on one thing for a long time or not. And if not, then you might benefit, like me, from the Pomodoro technique to give you cues as to when to work and to also have a break. But more on that later. So when you get tracking for the next 7 days and begin a task, start the timer. When you're finished, stop it and record the time and activity. Equally, if you need to take a break, ideally track that too for more accuracy, or pause it and resume when you're back. And then when you start another task, just restart the timer or note down the start time again in your tracker. And once you track your activities for a week, you can start categorizing them as well into, for example, work, well-being, breaks, social media, uh, quality time with partner, or whatever it is. This gives you a first idea as well on the main categories you spend most of your time on. However, I do have to say this step is not a must. It's simply more for like better understanding, but not needed to necessarily move on with step number 2, which we will get to now. And this is get your priorities straight. Now that you know what you do and spend your time on, it's time to sort your activities and get clear on what really is a priority. So take your list of activities and sort them into the time management matrix. So the 4Ds of time management is a tool that helps you to prioritize your tasks and activities efficiently according to whether they are important and urgent or not. It can also help you to ensure that your time is allocated effectively to activities that align with your goals and your priorities. And the 4Ds stand for delete, delegate, delay, and do. And here's a quick breakdown of what each D exactly means. So, delete any activities that are not essential, meaning they are neither important nor are they urgent, and they do not contribute significantly to your goals. These are the ones worth considering to be eliminated to free up time for what really matters. That could be doom scrolling on Instagram, for example, to get inspiration for your next post. That is not something that will actually be a needle moving task of your business. Yes, get inspiration, but doom scrolling for hours? Nope. The next D is delegate. Tasks that don't need to be completed by you and can actually be done by others, especially if they do possess necessary skills and or expertise. These are still kind of important and kind of urgent, but they don't need to be done by you. Then delay activities and tasks that are not urgent and can be done at a later time without compromising deadlines. This will free up time and peace of mind for the things that need to be done now as soon as possible. And in addition, it will prevent you from doing everything all at once, as you rather focus on one thing at a time and you have a clear timeline as to when you tackle the next projects. So the last D is the do, whatever needs to be tackled immediately and is of importance. This involves taking decisive action to complete tasks that align with your goals and require immediate attention. So you want to do that like now. And I do want to say, like, no change will come from doing the same thing over and over again. So, in order to actually free up time, you've got to follow through with your findings of step 2, delete, delegate, and delay, and do what you can. And for whatever is left, here's step 3, which is all about taking action. And I want to share with you 2 hacks in this part that will help you to be a bit more efficient with your time and not just jump from one thing to another as you try to multitask. I also do have another episode on this topic to be efficient rather than busy. And I will link it in the description box below if you haven't listened to that yet. I highly recommend listening to that one. So hack number 1, time blocking and batching of tasks. Time blocking and task batching are 2 powerful productivity techniques that will help you manage your time more efficiently. Time blocking involves dedicating specific blocks of time to different tasks or activities throughout the day. By creating a schedule that allocates focus time to particular responsibilities, you can then minimize distractions and enhance your concentration on each task. Task batching, on the other hand, involves grouping similar activities together and completing them in one dedicated time block. This approach maximizes efficiency by reducing context switching and allows you to streamline your workflow and also allows your brain then to really go into full focus mode. So, for example, that can look like if you want to create content. So, if you have as a theme for your day, for example, marketing or content creation, then batching tasks would look like you first do all of the hooks. So, you plan out all of the hooks. Then you create all the graphics. Then you create all of the captions. And then you add all the like hashtags or call to actions. And you do them one by one. You don't do them all together. So, you would not create one full post so it's ready to be posted, but rather you start with the hooks, the graphics, the captions, and then all of the rest. This way, your brain can really go into detail of like, okay, we're just focusing on hooks right now. And then you basically switch on the switch in your mind of hooks, cool, and you get into it. Then you go graphics. Okay, now I need to be more creative maybe and get going with the design on colors and whatever. And then you get into the next step. So this will really help you to get into full focus mode. So if you do, for example, the Pomodoro technique, you can say 25 minutes hooks, 25 minutes graphics, 25 minutes captions, and then work your way through that. So to implement these techniques, allocate specific time blocks for similar tasks like podcast recordings or copywriting for your newsletter, content creation in your calendar. Repeating a similar pattern will also help you with staying consistent. So for example, every Saturday, we edit the podcast episodes and create the accompanying reels for them. Then hack number 2, energy management. While time management focuses on efficiently allocating hours to tasks, energy management is centered more around optimizing your personal energy levels throughout the day. So it emphasizes tackling high priority tasks during periods of your peak energy and creativity. And to best use energy management, you can start by identifying your natural energy rhythms. So that starts literally with, are you a morning person or are you more productive in the afternoon or even a night owl? So you work best like when it's dark outside. Then align crucial tasks with your peak energy periods and reserve less demanding activities for when your energy naturally dips. So for example, for me, because I wanted to be really creative in the book writing process, I knew I had to do it in the morning because I'm more productive in the morning. But also to keep it sustainable, make sure to have breaks and plan in activities that replenish your energy, such as short walks, short mindfulness exercises, walk around the house. Again, it's something that I have to implement a bit more, but the Pomodoro technique really helped me with that. And doing this will then also help you to balance your energy levels, enhance overall productivity, and will help you to prevent burnout. But I do want to say also, there will be times you might need to work hard in your low energy periods, or you might have to work longer. But the key is in not making that your norm. So yeah, these are basically the main process steps that I took to create more time freedom for myself and to become a bit more time rich again. And I can literally only say, like, from my point of view, that my life changed when I learned that time is the only currency I can never get back. When I was burnt out, I literally spent all my time in a job that had made me wake up feeling miserable and depleted every single day. And I was working from early to late until I completely ran out of energy. And that's when I promised to myself that from now on, there will be no more day I wake up feeling like that, because it had to end, right? And for me, I was thinking any additional day I feel shit is one day less that I could feel great and wake up with joy and excitement about the day ahead and the tasks that I get to do. And time rich really means spending the time you do have doing things that are aligned with your mission, with your values, spark joy, have meaning and impact, and that you will remember with warm, fuzzy feelings in your heart rather than regret and pondering on what if or just feeling completely exhausted. And as you know, I also strongly believe in the power of taking action. It's literally what propels us forward to create and live those dreams of ours. And I know as there's only so much we can do with our time, it is even more essential to spend our time well and efficiently. And this process will help you to get there, even with the initial investment of time to find out everything that you need to. So with all of that said, audit your time, get your priorities straight, and adjust your actions and behaviors so you can live life the way you want to. Let me know how it goes, and I will see you again next Monday with another episode. Bye. Importance. That was Chloe. Yeah, sorry, that was Margie. Gosh, I can't even remember the name of my cats.